Good day, everyone. This is Mark Vello, and you're listening to Headline News. FBI tracks 500,000 fraudulent ballots. On December 9th, there was news that the United States Department of Justice was looking for and tracking approximately 500,000 ballots. These ballots had gone to 4 battleground states, which the state of Texas is charging. On December 10th, Mike Moore, nicknamed Mike Thomas Paine Moore, and the chief whistleblower for True Pundit, revealed more inside information on his podcast. He has worked for the FBI, the White House, the DEA, and many other intelligence agencies and private institutions. He quoted sources from upper authorities, saying that the Justice Department and the FBI began to move because Attorney General William Barr was severely criticized by President Trump in private, and there was a heated argument overheard during their conversation. Mr. Mike Moore relayed the general situation at the time, disclosing that President Trump thought that Barr had failed to do his job as Attorney General because he had not adequately followed up on the investigation of the unconstitutional conduct during the election. The Department of Justice had neither committed to an investigation nor allowed the FBI to investigate the 500,000 ballots. The two departments were limited to investigating isolated cases, which restricted their investigations. As more evidence poured in, the president, along with his advisors and legal counsel, all agreed that there was enough information for the Department of Justice to open a larger investigation. This is why President Trump was very upset by Barr's reluctance to invest resources in the investigation. Mike Moore said that the president's pressure had a positive effect because Barr eventually invested resources into the investigation, allowing federal prosecutors in Pennsylvania to oversee the FBI's investigation of the 500,000 ballots, and probably more than 500,000. This was a turnaround. He commented that the FBI's investigation would not have become national scale if President Trump had not personally grilled Barr. He added that the FBI's current performance is clear to everyone. All we can do is report on how things are going. As we move forward step by step, we will see the results. Fox News host reveals 3 reasons why Democrats are hiding Hunter Biden's laptop scandal. On December 10th, Fox News host Tucker Carlson discussed in his commentary program that the Democratic Party, the mainstream media, and U.S. high-tech companies were all hiding something. Before the election, they purposely concealed that the U.S. Attorney's Office in Delaware was conducting a criminal investigation on Hunter Biden's dealings with the Chinese Communist Party. There were 3 reasons for them to cover up this investigation. The first reason is to conceal the fact that the Chinese Communist Party poses a real threat to the United States. The second reason is to conceal that the supporters of Kamala Harris are pushing Biden's win in order to help Kamala get into power. The third reason is to manipulate the 2020 U.S. election. On December 9th, Hunter Biden announced that he became aware that the U.S. Attorney's Office in Delaware was investigating his taxes the day before. More specifically, the federal prosecutors have opened a criminal investigation into Hunter's business dealings with the Chinese Communist Party. Tucker Carlson pointed out that although the Democrats had been keen to speculate on the Russiagate news during the Trump presidency, the topic is no longer a matter of concern to the Democrats during this Biden time. He conspicuously remarks that somehow you haven't heard about Russian meddling recently. In fact, for about a month and 8 days to be exact. The fact is, whether the Democrats want to admit it or not, everyone is now very aware that the real threat to America is no longer Russia. The real threat the U.S. faces as a nation is the Chinese Communist Party, who has been allied with the Democratic Party elites for so long that everyone knows about it. Tucker later said that he heard about the federal investigation on Hunter from Biden's transition team. Therefore, he believed the information to be true. He said federal prosecutors have opened a criminal investigation into Hunter Biden's business dealings with China, among other countries. When Biden's transition team made the announcement about this themselves, Joe Biden made a high-profile claim that he was proud of Hunter. Tucker recalls that the statement included a message from Joe Biden himself, affirming that he is, quote, deeply proud of his son. Joe Biden didn't specify why he was so proud of Hunter. He teases that maybe federal investigations are a rite of passage in the Biden family. We can only speculate. However, Tucker claims that Hunter Biden did not make the announcement of his own will. He believes that he was forced to make the announcement. Tucker continues that, we do know that there are powerful forces within the Democratic Party who do not like Joe Biden. Those people would like to displace Joe Biden and get right to the part of the story where Kamala Harris, her sponsors, and Google run the United States of America. Fox News also reported that the leftist media finally seemed to be taking Hunter Biden's scandals seriously, thinking that his father has already been elected now, so it doesn't matter if anyone reports them. The leftist mainstream media, however, only exaggerated the tax investigation while downplaying or even ignoring the involvement of Biden's son and family with the Chinese Communist Party. With regards to Hunter Biden's statement, media outlets that previously claimed it was a baseless conspiracy theory, a smear campaign, and Russian disinformation have now begun to follow along. The evening news programs of the three major channels all covered this topic. NBC Nightly News spent the most time on this topic, with about 1 minute and 16 seconds. CBS Nightly News was second, with about 45 seconds of coverage, followed by ABC's World News Tonight, with only about 30 seconds. CNN host Jake Tapper also reported this breaking news on his show, and he took the opposite tone as to what he had during the election, in which he claimed that the allegations against Hunter Biden were too disgusting to repeat on his show. Senator Ron Johnson said, "It's obvious to everyone except the mainstream media. And of course, we found out now that the mainstream media had far greater interference and influence in our election than any Russian interference ever could have hoped for." The McLaughlin poll said that 36% of Biden voters had never heard of the Hunter Biden story because of the censorship and suppression. Of that, 13% said that they would not have voted for Biden had they known about the scandal. This concludes today's broadcast. Thank you for your time, and stay tuned for the next headline news.